Live from Philadelphia here on the campus of Drexel University at the Daskalakis Athletic Center as we get set for CAA women's basketball between the Elon Phoenix and the Drexel Dragons. Welcome into the deck alongside Coach Pam Dirk and I'm Ari Bluestein. Thank you for joining us here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus. And Coach, the Dragons' final game of their 3-game homestand coming off a tough loss in double overtime to Monmouth.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ari, that was a really tough loss for the Dragons. They had a focused week of practice, really looking to just get to be at a good place here with Elon. Important game in the standings. This is the only matchup for them this year with Elon. Right now, Drexel's 1 game ahead of Elon. Elon's 1 game back. So this game right now keeps Drexel, in the top half. It also could allow Elon to get into the top half. So, important matchup we have on tap tonight.
Yeah, certainly a big game. Let's get into our featured players presented by Belfour. When fires, burst pipes, mold, or extreme weather impact your home or business, Belfour Property Restoration has your back. Let's start with Elon and their standout center, Tamia Watkins.
Yeah, Tamia Watkins had a great week coming off of collecting her second consecutive Rookie of the Week honors, coming off a week in where she averaged 14 points and 8 rebounds, had a game-high 16 points in a win over William & Mary. The athletic forward has a strong mid-range game. Certainly somebody really relentless on the glass as well, and Drexel's got to make sure they keep her in check tonight.
And for the Dragons, guard Lane McGurk has really played well over the last few games.
Yeah, Lane has emerged as a consistent second scorer for Drexel. Had a game-high 25 in a loss on Sunday versus Monmouth, but really has come along. The 5'10 junior really doing a nice job of kind of just continuing to build that confidence. And, Drexel's going to continue to lean hard on her to be that second leading scorer, and then also for her defense as well.
There's that big buzzer beater to send it to overtime. Of course, Dragons lost in that game, and for a little bit more on how the Dragons are going to bounce back here tonight, let's send it on down to Lindsay Mopper.
Thanks, Ari. Dragons assistant coach Kayla Bacon telling me today pregame that this team learned a lot from that double overtime loss to Monmouth on Sunday, saying they watched a ton of film. They talked a lot about the little things, understanding that it's going to take every single player out there on that court to win close games like that. She said tonight, though, she's looking for fiery attitudes out there on that court and high intensity as this team looks to bounce back. And I'll tell you one thing that surely will help with that. Check out those pink uniforms. The Dragons have now worn them 3 times here in the DAC in the month of February, and I'm hearing that this team surely gets a bit of a confidence boost. We will have plenty more coming up in the rest of the broadcast here tonight on those special uniforms. But for now, Ari, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. We'll have starting lineups when we return. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus and Flow College.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Like these everyday heroes who trust IBX with their health coverage. Healthcare workers and hospitals have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. We're the #1 health insurer in the region and invested in what matters to our communities. When it comes to protecting your health and well-being, count on IBX to be there for you.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Today's world demands more from the next generation. Their education must not only be good, but good for something. As a global leader in experiential education, Drexel University is preparing a community of visionary leaders to question everything, to experience everything in the fields that matter. Because we refuse to stand still. Experience what education can be. Drexel University.
Welcome back to the DAC alongside Coach Pam Durkin. I'm Ari Bluestein. It's now time for the starting lineups presented by Independence Blue Cross. The region's strongest network of doctors and hospitals means you can choose where, when, and how you get the care you need. Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at ibx.com. And the Dragons in the white with the pink trim, and Elon in the road black with the maroon lettering, numbering, and trim. And we're underway, and it is Elon winning the opening tip. Marasia Pass is the point guard. Lene Corbett, Layla Anderson, and Tiana Walker in the backcourt. And Tamia Watkins is up front as the center for the Dragons, as we have the entry pass right to Corbett. Good defense by Deja Evans. She's in the middle with Grace O'Neal, Lane McGurk, Amaris Baker, and Molly Rulo. Those are your starting lineups presented by Independence Blue Cross. Corbett faces up with the shot clock winding down, and Corbett, the transfer from Hofstra, leads the Elon Phoenix in scoring at 11.5 points per game.
Yeah, you can see right away she drew that early double as well, so she's going to be a focus point for the Dragons defense.
Dragons' first offensive possession of the game. Deja Evans tied up. Wow, they call the tie up as she muscles it up and in. Drexel does keep it. How often do you see that play?
Not when the ball goes in the hoop like that. Not very often.
But the Dragons do keep it. One more look here. See the tie-up? Yeah, I mean, it was a tie-up. Deja Evans just was playing through it, but yeah, I think that's a good call. Our officiating crew, Rod Creech, Bruce Morris, and Linda Miles for the CAA women's basketball contest. O'Neal's going to have to throw it up. She does get the shot off, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net.
Excellent focus there by Grace O'Neal. I think she actually got fouled there as well, so love seeing that go through. Love seeing her court awareness as well.
You see her stat line. She fills the stat sheet, has a good amount of steals as well. Big bucket right there. Corbett can't connect on that jumper, and the rebound by Evans.
Good contest and good corral.
Baker running the floor. The floater, too strong. Out of bounds, off of Drexel, and it will be Elon basketball.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game because both teams like to play with pace. Drexel mostly off of their transition, and Elon's going to look to stop them, and one team leads in creating turnovers, one team leads in protecting the basketball. So different contrasting styles.
Diana Walker over the pass. Walker, the transfer from Howard. Now the entry pass. Corbett's got the mismatch. Can't finish, and out of bounds off of Elon. No foul call, and a little bit physical. I think that's what we expected. We saw it in the Monmouth game. Charlotte Smith, you just see her, a very intense coach. One more look here. Yeah, good straight up D there, and yeah, I think it's just two players going after the ball.
Yeah, absolutely, and Drexel's got to make sure that they're securing those defensive rebounds today, so they're going to do whatever it takes to not allow Elon to get that rebound.
McGurk tried a little pick and roll there with Baker, but Elon sniffed it out and came away with the steal. Pass leads the charge, gets it over to Layla Anderson. Now the entry pass, really working it down to Corbett so far. Evans might have gotten a piece of it. Anderson is able to track it down. Shot clock did not reset. Anderson, pick and roll there, Corbett. Deep two, off the mark for Watkins on her first attempt, out of bounds as O'Neal hits the deck, and it will be Drexel basketball.
And you can see how intentional Elon's trying to be getting the ball down to Lene Corbett. I mean, I think she's touched the ball on every possession down the floor, and so whether it's inside out or outside in, really is a focus point of their offense.
Ariana Gravely into the game, the first substitute of this contest coming in for Evans. And Rulo, I believe, stepped over the line prior to releasing the basketball. So a turnover there. Molly Rulo, outstanding freshman, but we do see her make some freshman mistakes as she adjusts to the college game.
Yeah, certainly.
Baseline jumper, no good, so no harm, no foul there as Walker can't connect. And here come the Dragons. Baker from downtown, it's good.
She's just playing with such confidence. I mean, you leave Amaris open, it's almost like money that shot is going down. So a nice early sign again. Drexel's, hitting their three-pointers early.
Back-to-back threes for Drexel. 6-2 lead. Corbett again inside, and we're going to have a traveling violation after the help defense from Rulo.
Yeah, Corbett certainly drawing that double team, and actually there was a triple team there. Good pressure by Ariana to make sure, Corbett didn't have an easy look. And then when that second defender came in, just made her shuffle her feet a little bit.
Mariah Watkins into the game, 6-foot sophomore. Her 23rd appearance. She did start a few games early in the year, but has really done a good job off the bench for the Dragons as of late. And a little entry pass there and a reach-in foul there on Tiana Walker against Gravely. And we talk about Watkins. She has been great off the bench. Gravely also has been really solid, especially with Molly Lavin out of the lineup.
Yeah, they both have been giving Coach Mallon some good extended minutes. Gravely rebounding the basketball. Watkins able to use her athleticism and her length as well. So nice to see that they're doing some good things.
Well, Gravely to Watkins on cue. Beautiful find and a great finish.
Right on cue.
Both sophomores came into the program together last year. Certainly there has to be some chemistry there, and all of a sudden it's an 8-0 run for the Dragons. Elon got the opening bucket, but since then they've been quiet. Watkins changes that. Tamia Watkins, the freshman, with the bucket.
Pretty sure that could have been 3 seconds. She's kind of camped in there a little longer than they needed.
A little bit of pressure here from the Phoenix. O'Neal across the timeline. McGurk yet to attempt a shot. Entry pass. Baker getting through, knocked out of bounds by Elon, but you can see the intense defense already from the Phoenix.
Yeah. Their press, their dead ball press. So that one right there, it's more of a 2-2-1, not as aggressive as when they go on the ball pressure, but it's just enough where they're making Drexel run some time off the clock, which then impacts them in the half court.
O'Neal to McGurk, tough shot, and she got the foul call, and that's going to be on Corbett. That'll be her first. That'll send McGurk to the line. By the way, a couple of substitutions for Elon. Number 1, Ashanti Fox, the freshman from North Carolina, and number 11, Ruby Willard, the senior, into the game.
And you see, Lane has that athleticism that allows her to kind of hang for that half a second longer, which then allows her to draw that foul. If you don't have that much athleticism, you're shooting that ball normally, and it might not be a foul draw. And Lane does such a great job at the foul line, able to collect some points here for Drexel.
83% on the year. Makes the first. She'll have one more. Also, Cameron Doty, the 5'5" redshirt senior, coming in for Corbett. A quick discussion by the officials. Not sure. Oh, the photographers need to scooch back a little bit.
I don't need anyone stepping on them.
No. That's for their own good as well as the players.
The officials don't want to step on them either.
That's true, too. And McGurk misses the second as Fox running the break for Elon. McGurk averaging 12 points a game, but she has come up big with a couple of 20-point performances in 2 out of the last 3 games. Walker. Pass. Going backdoor, Doty. Good finish from Cameron Doty.
Really good patient offense there by Elon. Just kind of caught Amaris sleeping on that backside, and we're able to sneak in backdoor.
So 4 consecutive points there, other than the free throw for Elon. Get back into this game. Watkins trying to get it to McGurk. McGurk hits the cutter. Baker falling away. Tough shot. Rebound deflected out of bounds by Gravely. So it will be Elon basketball when we return. So the Dragons up by 3. Grace O'Neal beating the buzzer early to get things started for the Dragons. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on Flow College and NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for
Sansa, if we have time for wild lights at the zoo.
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Hey there, I'm Jordan Schwartz. I'm one of the co-creators of Retirement Planning University, a holistic retirement planning course designed to give you an in-depth approach to 6 of the most important aspects for a successful retirement plan. The goal of this course is to better inform you on how each of these topics can play a crucial role when it comes to your retirement. We can't wait for you to join us at one of our next Retirement Planning University virtual or in-person courses. We'll see you then.
At Independence Blue Cross, we know where you come from is a part of who you are. That's why we get to know our members and their communities, which are also our communities. For more than 85 years, we've lived here, volunteered here, and earned our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. We're your hometown partner for life, and we'll never stop looking out for you.
Shop every team in town, college and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
Show your Drexel pride in every season. Hats, tees, decor, and more. All waiting for you at Rally House, the home for every Dragon.
Eagles, Sixers, Villanova, Penn State, Temple, Phillies, Flyers, don't be late. Rally House, Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Level up your fandom in-store or online at rallyhouse.com.
Today's game is brought to you by Valley Forge. You'll find affordable family fun in Valley Forge and Montgomery County, PA. Plan your trip at valleyforge.org. And by Strategic Wealth Designers, the preferred retirement planning sponsor of your Drexel Dragons. Welcome back here from the Daskalakis Athletic Center. Just about midway through the first quarter, and Drexel with the 9-6 lead alongside Coach Pam Durkin, Amari Bluestein. And Coach, what have you seen so far from the game flow of this game? A little bit disjointed so far.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a handful of fouls. There's been a lot of deflections out of bounds. So neither team has been able to kind of develop any sort of flow coming out of this, hopefully coming out of this timeout. We'll see a little bit better action.
That was a good play by Elon, but unfortunately, Tiana Walker could not get it clean, and it goes out of bounds. For Drexel, Emily Jones now into the game, giving Lane McGurk a breather. So it's O'Neal and Baker in the backcourt, going a little bit bigger here up front with Watkins, Gravely, and Jones.
Yeah, and you see right there the press by Elon, disrupts flow as well.
And Watkins with a little bunny hop and a travel, and she did have the mismatch against 5'4" Marasia Pass, but couldn't take advantage as Evans returns for Gravely.
And both teams, when that ball hits the player inside, they definitely like to dig down and kind of create a little bit of extra pressure. And you see that help side defense coming over as well.
Here's Walker. Hits the cutter. It's Fox. And another turnover. Only the third turnover for Elon, but it feels like we've had a lot of those balls going out of bounds.
Yeah. Deflection out of bounds, tips. Good look there by Fox, but just a little too much spice on that pass.
There's Emily Jones, a sophomore from Texas, as Watkins returns for Elon. Also, Julia Garcia-Raj into the game for the first time from Barcelona, Spain. And a transfer from Xavier. A dangerous pass there by Jones. Fortunately, Drexel will keep it. But Julia Garcia-Raj, another one of those bench players that has really started to perform very well. Here's one more look at that cross-court pass from Jones.
That's exactly the pass that Elon's kind of inviting you to throw. That's the one that they want to steal. Drexel needs to do a better job of reversing that ball through Raj and just taking the safe pass.
Watkins, the entry pass to Evans. Double team. Raj swings it to Baker for three. Got it. The extra pass pays off, and Amaris Baker, her second triple.
Yeah, definitely a nice extra pass. I mean, that's one of those situations where Julia had that wide open look, could have taken her herself, but realized, one of your leading scorers standing there on the wing wide open as well.
Baker at 19.5 per game. She's got 6 so far tonight, and that is the lead for the Dragons. Walker over Watkins, bounces out, fight for the rebound, last touched by Ashanti Fox and Elon. So the ball will go back to the Dragons as Lane McGurk returns to the lineup for Emily Jones.
You were talking about Julia a little bit as well, and she's been putting in the extra work. In practice she stays after. She's one of the first ones that shows up pregame as well. So, it's nice to see that those minutes, increasing because of her hard work.
Yeah, certainly takes some pressure off of Grace O'Neal as well, who was playing a lot of minutes last year, as Lane McGurk, on her first field goal attempt of the day, knocks it down from downtown.
Now Elon switching a little bit to zone, and not defending that pretty well at all. So anticipate another switch in the defense.
How about Drexel 4 for 4 from beyond the arc as Watkins deflects it out of bounds? But what a start for the Dragons from deep. They haven't had a lot of field goal attempts, but they are 4 for 4 from 3. Certainly a good sign for the Dragons. One more look here at this defensive play by Drexel.
Again, bringing that extra help. Almost another steal.
Fox in trouble, but is able to find Watkins deep 2. And Watkins skies for the rebound. We're going to have a tie-up. Possession arrow will be Elon's, but you have to like the way Watkins and Evans and Gravely, they are going after the defensive glass.
Yeah, great extra effort to make sure that you're securing this jump ball and not giving Elon just an extra opportunity at a shot.
So a fresh 20 for Elon. Fox, tough fadeaway, knocks it down. Ashanti Fox, the freshman off the bench, averaging 8.5 points per game.
Yeah, this is one of those teams that has like 3 lefties, which is kind of rare. And, Drexel's got to kind of remember personnel and not allow the lefties to get to their strong hands.
Raj gets it back from Mariah Watkins. Baker in the corner. Cross court, McGurk. McGurk trying to get free. She's tied up. Possession arrow will keep it with Drexel, but they're only going to have 2 seconds to shoot.
Let's see a tip play. See the quick one.
Could be.
What's that, like 3 jump balls already, too?
Yeah. I think that's what you're going to see all day. 2 intensive defensive teams. Watkins tried to feed it to Evans, but the deflection leads to a shot clock violation, 4th turnover for Drexel. There you see Charlotte Smith, 15th season at the helm for Elon, 232 and 211, of course. Made a couple of NCAA tournament trips, and she knows a bit about the tournament as a player as well.
Oh, absolutely. Game-winning shot in 1994 to win the national championship for her team.
Fox, corner 3, short, goes right to Willard, who can't finish. Again, just bodies on the floor. Oh, that's a good, smart play by Willard, but unfortunately, it's going to go backcourt. The official saying it was deflected.
Wow.
Oh, my. I didn't see that one. And Elon got a fresh 30 as a result. Here's Doty on the drive, no good, and Evans finally clears the glass.
Good way to secure the rebound there.
Doty stopping the fast break, and Drexel will keep it as Molly Rulo back in from Mariah Watkins.
Talking about Coach Charlotte Smith, for those who might have never seen that play, everyone just Google it. 1994 NCAA championship game versus UNC versus Louisiana Tech.
That's right. You're just watching it.
I don't know how many coaches out there have that play in their back pocket, but, it is a game winner under a second.
Absolutely. Rulo kind of stuck, able to get it to Raj. Rulo gets it back. Baseline reverse layup high off the glass, but couldn't get it to go. Willard with the board for the Phoenix. Watkins running the floor. McGurk is able to pick her pocket.
Great hustle there by McGurk to get back. She's the last line of defense there. Just did a really nice job of finding the basketball and deflecting the basketball.
So there was about a 5-second difference here between the game clock and shot clock. Amy Mallon probably telling her team to work it down as far as they can. And a little miscommunication there. Raj to Baker. And you just have to credit the Elon defense. They were really suffocating Amaris Baker right there.
Oh, absolutely. And, one of those situations as well where Julia's finding herself well above the three-point line. The point guard's got to bring the ball down a little bit further to be able to initiate the offense so that Elon doesn't feel like they can be that aggressive.
Shot clock is off. Dragons up 7. Elon looking to cut into this lead. Layla Anderson over Evans, no good, and that will do it. A low-scoring, grinded-out, physical first quarter here in Philadelphia. Drexel leads it 15-8, and Lane McGurk knocking it down from downtown. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on Flo College and NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
My name's Molly Rula.
Two Locals Brewing Company, PA's first black-owned brewing company, serving lagers and ales crafted on site, alongside PA-made wine and spirits. Food provided by Liberty Kitchen.
Well, you may have noticed this season that the Dragons have added a new uniform combo to the rotation. Yes, the pink and white jerseys are a new addition to the team's collection, and they are loving it. The Dragons are slated to wear them every home game here at the DAC in the month of February, and today is now their third game sporting them out there on the court. Drexel assistant coach Kayla Bacon said that they used to have gray alternates, but they got discontinued and decided to go with the pink. Everyone's happy about that. Some even adding the pink sneaks, and it's pretty fitting and right in time for Valentine's Day tomorrow as well. Ari, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. I do like the pink uniforms.
Yeah, they look nice and sharp.
I didn't like the grays. Dragons lost a lot of games in the grays. They had to get rid of them. Elon basketball to start the second quarter. Watkins dragged that pivot foot. And a travel, the fifth turnover for the Phoenix. Each team with 5 turnovers, but again, that's kind of been the theme of this game so far. It's been physical, and the offenses have just not been able to get into a rhythm.
No, absolutely not. And, it's one thing, like, Drexel's known for their defense. I wouldn't say it, half-court defense-wise, Elon's not necessarily their strength. But, what they're doing right now is they're being physical with Drexel and kind of getting them out of sync.
Watkins with the mismatch. Gets the shot up and got the roll.
And that's what they're going to want to continue to do, is really find momentum down on the block, just get a player down there, find a mismatch. I think that's where Drexel can take advantage of this game.
4 points for Watkins off the bench. Dragons up by 9, their largest lead of the game. Good deflection by Baker. 10 seconds to shoot for the Phoenix.
Dragons' hands are really active today. They've gotten, a handful of deflections already, which just, is able to kind of keep Elon, swing the momentum, keep them off momentum. Again, another deflection.
Shot clock at 5. Anderson, long 3, and Evans skies for the rebound. Dragons on the run, but have to hold it up. McGurk, the pump fake. Watkins, baseline. Ooh, and they say less touch by Watkins. Good defensive play by Corbett, who just came back into the game.
Yeah, I'm sure Watkins wants that one back. Just wasn't, just saw the baseline drive open. I think she wanted to kick it to the corner, but Elon did a great job of cutting off that baseline.
I do like Mariah Watkins' aggressiveness, though, at least to start things off, as Tiana Walker drills the three. But we've seen Watkins be a little bit tentative on the offensive end. She's at least looking to get her shot. But the first bucket there for Tiana Walker, who's averaging 7 points per game, transferring over from Howard after last season. That was the first three of the day, by the way, for the Phoenix as well. O'Neal being guarded by the 6'2" Tamia Watkins. Baker gets free and makes the bucket. She's got 8.
Yeah, and what you see is, well, Tamia Watkins ends up kind of being up top. And, anytime the ball handler's coming up, Drexel's doing some dribble handoffs. Tamia is able to kind of swallow up the ball handler. So Drexel just kind of needs to maybe adjust some of their offenses that they're running to get Tamia off the ball.
Corbett, the deep 2, off the mark. O'Neal, the board. Cross court to McGurk. In rhythm for 3. Off the mark. Baker, the offensive rebound. Good fake. Couldn't finish.
Really nice offensive rebound. Would have loved to see that finish, but love the aggressiveness by Baker.
Pass, running the break, puts on the brakes outside to Anderson. And out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to get a foul on Drexel on McGurk as her and Corbett both hit the deck. First personal foul on McGurk. Not a lot of fouls in this game, as Jones and Rulo back in for Watkins and McGurk. Gravely will hop off the bench as well, come in for Evans. And pass out, Fox back in for the Phoenix. So it remains Elon ball. I didn't see Rulo touch it, but the baseline official had the call right there.
I think Drexel wanted to try to challenge up, but they couldn't get a look at it cleanly.
Corbett, tough move in the lane. O'Neal. Baker in traffic. Dragons reset. O'Neal has her pocket picked by Layla Anderson in a foot race with Jones, and Jones commits the foul. It's a good play by Anderson to kind of initiate the contact and get the foul call.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Jones. She's trying to recover, but smart play. Smart play, just kind of change your line, drive into the basket, and, draw the foul. Really heads-up play there by Layla Anderson.
Layla Anderson, 5'7" senior from Burlington, North Carolina. Transferred in last season from Mount Olive, and she has really played well for the Phoenix over the last few weeks. She's actually 7th in the conference in conference play scoring at 14.5 per game, and 8 straight games in double figures. So she has really been a key to this Elon offense.
Ooh, a little extra there.
A lot of bodies on the floor today.
Both coaches will be happy with that as long as their body's on the floor for the right reason.
That's right. Jones. Oh, I don't know if she was going for O'Neal or Rulo, but in the end, it's going to be a foul, I believe, on Corbett. That's going to be number 2 on Elon's leading scorer, Lene Corbett.
Yeah, you can see right here, Elon's getting away with the double hand checks. But yeah, just a little extra. I mean, I guess if you're going to call some of the body action down here on Drexel's end, you got to make sure that you're keeping it keeping it the same way.
So Baker, I believe, had some blood on her, either a cut or something. She had to run to the back, run to the locker room. Raj coming back in, and there's a turnover. Up ahead, Anderson in front of everyone and lays it in.
Those are really tough turnovers. Call them death turnovers because there's, you turn it over, there's no defense back there to even, challenge a shot. And Drexel went into like a 1-4 low out of bounds play, and that turnover just allowed the easy bucket.
Baker is back on the bench, so that's good for the Dragons. The Dragons trying to find some offense here. Raj, a little bump. from Tamia Watkins, a little too close for comfort. That'll be her first personal, team second here in the second quarter as McGurk and Evans return for the Dragons. There's Baker. She's going to come back into the game. Yeah, I didn't see if it was like her contact came out or it was blood. I wasn't sure.
I don't know. The way she was running, I thought it might have been blood, but she's got a little bit Band-Aid on. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. Good work, athletic
Kudos,
training staff.
Yeah, kudos. Oh, what a play. Evans wide open on a good pass from Molly Rulo.
Nice little decoy play. Everyone ran towards Baker and left Deja wide open. Easy assist there for Molly Rulo as well.
Big bucket for the Dragons, back up by 6. And now a little too close for comfort against Drexel and Molly Rulo. That's going to be the first on Rulo.
You know, it's a really good double there. I think Rulo and Deja had her in a good spot. It just, Molly came down a little bit too aggressive with the hands.
Third team foul on the Dragons here in the second quarter. Anderson the kick out. Fox, pull up, elbow. Short this time. She made it from there a few moments ago. And here come the Dragons after the Rulo rebound. Raj running the point right now with O'Neal on the bench. Baker over to McGurk. Tough defense from Willard. Raj splits the D, going up and in.
And that's exactly what Drexel needs to continue doing. Slash into the basket. Elon's playing so aggressive on the ball. They're being aggressive with their hand checks. Officials are allowing them to get away with it with the new rule this year. And so Drexel just needs to keep finding angles to the basket because I think the drive is going to be open all night for them.
Kick ball there by McGurk. Will reset to 20, and it will be Elon ball when we return. So the Phoenix, they have made some moves, but the Dragons keeping the pressure on and keeping the lead thanks to Julia Garcia-Raj and this floater. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
Hello?
Today's game is brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics, the official team physicians of your Dragons, providing the region with unmatched orthopedic care. And by Academy Bus, the East Coast leader in bus transportation services, is proud to be the official bus transportation partner for Drexel Athletics.
Coming into tonight's game, Elon freshman Tamia Watkins earned her second CAA Rookie of the Week honor. She's averaging 7.3 points per game and leads her team with 5.2 rebounds per game as well. I asked Dragons assistant coach Kayla Bacon what makes Watkins so dangerous. She said, of course, she's got great size and versatility. Her rebounding ability is elite. The Dragons need to focus on keeping her off the glass in this one tonight, and Bacon added that disrupting her and making her uncomfortable is Drexel's goal. Ari, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. And yes, so far, Watkins, no rebounds. She hasn't been much of a factor, as that three-pointer was missed by Layla Anderson. She has yet to get going as well for the Phoenix, as Rulo cutting through, and they're going to get a push in the back against Ruby Willard. And that'll be the third team foul on the Phoenix, each team with 3. So we may see the bonus a little bit later here in the quarter.
Yeah, certainly always tough when Drexel's running that offense where they're cutting to the basket. If you don't jump to the ball as a defender and you get face cut, you're always running through the back of the player. And Malarola does just a great job once she knows the defender is on her back, kind of allowing that contact to happen, which allows the official to make that easy call.
Baker draws the double. Raj trying to make something happen, lost out of bounds, and it will be Elon ball.
Again, Elon doing a really good job of kind of forcing Drexel to play that half-court defense. And, this is probably the 4th or 5th time now Drexel's been low on the shot clock and had to create.
Ashley Shaw into the game. Came into the game for a little bit earlier. The 5'7" sophomore having a very good year, much improved from last year, averaging 2 points a game last year, and this year up to 6.5. Willard, the high-low, looking for Watkins and loses it out of bounds. Good help defense there from McGurk.
Yeah, really good help defense. I don't think, the defense, Watkins knew that she was there, and Lane was able to kind of slide in and get that deflection off Watkins.
Rulo and Raj out. O'Neal and Mariah Watkins back in. And a good job by the Dragons to get the ball across the timeline. 8-point lead. Drexel is led by as many as 9. It's been a pretty tight game overall. Baker, entry pass. Evans. Oh, and they call an offensive foul on Evans as Fox took the charge. I would love to take a look at that replay. Evans got past one defender. So she gets past Shaw.
That's a tough one. I mean, she was there, but once Deja starts her move, it's pretty much impossible to stop. Just you can't stop yourself midair.
That's kind of a 50-50 call. She did get in position sooner than I thought she did. So we'll credit Fox there, taking the charge for Elon. Nice little pick and roll. Watkins hits the soft jumper.
Yeah, and that's really where Watkins excels, kind of in that little mid-range game. Drexel's been doing a nice job of keeping her off the glass, but can't allow her to kind of get in that comfort zone of that mid-range game.
4 points for Tamia Watkins. Evans has the mismatch, puts it up, and now we'll get the blocking foul against Willard as she was moving back, defending Evans one-on-one.
Yeah, good for Deja for coming right back, wanting the basketball.
Tickets for the Credit Union 1 CAA Women's Basketball Championship are on sale now at caasports.com/WBB. Be a part of the excitement March 11th through 15th in Washington, D.C. And we're the only 6 o'clock game, but you have a big 7 o'clock game, Stony Brook and Monmouth. And, of course, this game is huge. We talked about it with standings implications. And like we always say, as you take a look at the replay of Evans drawing the foul, the CAA women's tournament, the last few years, a lot of upsets. So it'll be a lot of fun down in D.C.
Yeah, and I think, this game has some implications where, who gets to stay in the top half, who has to now battle in the bottom. So, again, we're going to come down to a nice close game.
Yeah, and then we have a foul on Mariah Watkins. That's going to be number 5, so that'll put Elon at the line. But, yeah, this is the only matchup, as you mentioned, Coach, earlier, between these two teams. And, Drexel at 7-4, Elon at 6-5. And you want to get in that top 4 if you can. I think Charleston has a top 4 spot pretty much locked up at this point. But anybody else, you've got a few teams who can get that bye.
Yeah, you're talking about the 7 o'clock game between Stony Brook and Monmouth. I mean, that's a pretty big matchup as well. I don't know. You're pulling for Monmouth to maybe win that game, bring Stony Brook maybe down. Towards them a little bit.
For the Dragons, you split with both of them, so I don't really know. As coming up at the half, we've got a great feature for you on the Rulos, a Philadelphia dynasty, and then autocomplete interview, the study at University City with Katrina Geiger, the assistant coach for women's lacrosse, who, by the way, are off to a 2-0 start already here in February. Knocked off UConn in overtime. That was a thriller here in Philadelphia.
Fabulous. Gotta love when spring sports are, starting during basketball season.
It's too cold for spring sports, Coach. Wow, what a look. Evans finishing underneath the beneficiary of another great pass from the Dragons.
Yeah, that's really nice kind of misdirection play, kind of like an S-cut and then, the back screen and just catching Elon sleeping.
Back to a 9-point lead, matching the largest so far for Drexel. Evans has 6 points and 4 rebounds.
Drexel's doing a nice job just kind of maintaining this, 6 to 8 point lead the entire game.
Fox pulls the 3, long rebound, and a foul is going to be called on Rulo. That's going to be 2 shots for Elon, saying that she hooked her in the back on the box out. I don't think Molly Rulo's too thrilled with that call, and neither is the Drexel bench. I think Amy Mallon's trying to get an explanation at this time. That's the second
tough.
personal, by the way, for Molly.
And it's always tough because Molly's one of the hardest, I'm not going to say hardest working player on the team, but when she's out there, she's giving 100% effort all the time. And, what she's doing, she's just putting herself in the right position to get a rebound. And, I think that's a tough call.
Samira Khalil, who just came into the game, knocks down the 2 free throws, the 5'9" sophomore from Lexington, South Carolina. So Elon able to cut it back to 7. O'Neal with Shaw all over her. 14 fouls on Elon, so next defensive foul will lead to a couple of free throws for Drexel as we wind it down here in the second quarter. Baker, good hesitation, right down the lane.
And if Drexel can find ways to be patient, they're going to get those type of lane line drives the entire game. Again, Elon being ultra aggressive on the perimeter and, Drexel spacing it out. Just, one thing has to give there. Elon can't defend both.
Khalil left alone and hits the floater. She's got 4 points. Cold off the bench here over the last couple of minutes.
Drexel needs to stay in a little bit better position on some of those cuts where, keep your back to the baseline and flatten out a little bit more.
Time winding down here in the second quarter. McGurk against Khalil. Tough turnaround, no good. Evans, offensive board and a putback.
I think McGurk should get an assist off the rim for that one, too. I mean, Dana's just standing there inside position. It's almost like a pass to her. But no, Lane trying to set up her patented shot there, and Deja perfect position.
Speaking of perfect, Deja 3 for 3 from the floor for 8 points. Elon holding for 1. Fox. Kick out. Shaw. Beat the buzzer, but it's off the mark for Tiana Walker as the Dragons, who they've led by 9 a couple of times here in this half, will take a 9-point lead into the locker room, and overall solid half for the Dragons.
No, absolutely. I think Drexel has been doing a great job of keeping Elon off balance. And then defensively, I think Elon's doing a great job, but the lane line drives have been there for Drexel. Drexel's doing a good job there of kind of forcing the tough jumpers. There we see that when Grace beat that extra buzzer shot.
So it looks like Lindsay Moppert is set down on the baseline with assistant coach Kayla Bacon. Lindsay?
Before tonight's game, you said that you wanted to see your team win the rebound battle, limit turnovers, and take care of the basketball. How have you seen your team execute that game plan so far?
I think we're doing a great job on the boards. We need to do a little bit better of taking care of the ball in the half court. We've got some dead ball turnovers that we don't really want right now. So just doing a better job coming out in the second half and taking care of the ball.
You also talked a lot about the defensive intensity of your team as well. What do you want to see more of as we go into the second half?
More communication. I think we just got to play a little bit harder, some floor dives, some hustle plays to get us those 50-50 balls too.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kayla. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we will take a look at the Rulos, a Philadelphia dynasty, and then recap the first half. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield.
Sorry, guys, for a hot second, I forgot to turn on the mic.
My name's Molly Rulo.
My name is Jim Rulo.
I'm Maureen Rulo.
Basketball has always been a huge part of my family, with my father being a Temple Hall of Famer and a member of the first NBA championship team with the Philadelphia Warriors. My mom was a three-time Philadelphia Catholic League champion at John Hallahan High School.
My mom was here from 1996 to 2000. She was an 1,000-point scorer. My dad was a captain on the 1994 men's basketball team.
I was not only able to make the team, but ultimately be the team captain on an NCAA tournament team for the second time in school history.
I came down here on a recruiting trip one weekend and immediately fell in love with the university and the players and the team and the environment that our university creates.
One big thing is the area. I think being from the Philadelphia area is a huge part of it. You're playing in a historic city.
I think it's the city of Philadelphia. When I still come back here, even to drop Molly off at night or something, the excitement that I get, the butterflies that I kind of get in my stomach still coming back to the city, it's kind of alive.
The people make the place, so I think there's a reason why people continue to come back.
Drexel was a family atmosphere from the minute that I came on my recruiting trip here.
Not only the players, but the coaches, the support staff, always looked out for the student athlete's best interest.
I was 5 hours from home, so there were nights where, Coach would invite people over for dinner. So I always felt that I was cared for.
Whether you're winning, whether you're losing, they always had your best interest at heart.
I kind of was introduced to my husband through some of my older teammates, and they were all in our wedding. We all still get together.
30 years removed, and you have friends from both the women's and the men's team that still stay together. I think it's pretty special.
I'm really excited for Molly to be a part of that. It's really surreal to see her out on the court wearing the same uniform across her chest that we both wore.
It's also a moment where you're pretty proud as a parent, because you as a player, as a student athlete, understand truly how much work goes into being able to put that uniform on. It's a privilege, and I think she understands that, and she just wants to work hard and hopefully surpass both of our career aspirations and goals and do great things.
I think it really hit me when I heard when she made her first shot on the home court and the announcer said her name.
Rulo off the inbound, and Molly Rulo, her first official points as a Dragon.
It's really come full circle because I've brought Molly here since she was like 2 or 3 years old, at least a couple times a year to all the games. There was a video that popped up recently of her mopping the floor at one of the games when she was a little kid.
Coming back to alumni games and seeing it firsthand, I think there's definitely a value add that the girls recognized and wanted to be a part of.
I know me and my sister were huge Drexel fans growing up. We had posters in our room, so being able to live out that dream as a Dragon and then to do it with her as well is something not a lot of people are lucky to do. I'm excited.
Hi, my name's Katrina Geiger, and this is the Drexel Autocomplete interview. I'll take my board. All right. Katrina Geiger, Drexel. My dad went to Drexel, and he actually was a lacrosse goalie here. So Drexel's been in the family for like forever. And then 3 years ago, I guess going on my 4th, CAA gave me the opportunity to come back here as an assistant coach. I grew up in Delaware County, so this is home for me. And I've been lucky enough to come back and make Drexel a second home for myself. Katrina Geiger, Elon. So our CAA fell. Elon was my first college coaching job out of college, but it made me find my love for college coaching. Katrina Geiger, Athletes Unlimited. So this was the third actually, professional women's lacrosse league. I played at Athletes Unlimited for 4 seasons. I think it's awesome to see what the game of lacrosse has now. Little girls have a chance to look up to play professionally one day. It's now the WLL, but there's still that opportunity for the girls. Katrina Geiger, Ocean City. This is my happy place. My family has a beach house in Ocean City, New Jersey. I try to spend as much of the summer there as I can, kind of commute from there for recruiting, kind of make that our second office. I think it's the best, well, next to Drexel. It's the second best place in the world. Who fed you these? Katrina Geiger, Chicken Caesar. I love Chicken Caesar, whether it's a salad, whether it's a wrap, a sandwich, a sub, a hoagie, whatever it is, if it's on bread, on a tortilla, I love Chicken Caesar. Katrina Geiger, recruiting. I actually think recruiting to Drexel is pretty easy. I think it's easy to sell. And then we try to use this study to have kids, if they come from California or Florida and they have to stay overnight, they'll stay here as well. It's really close and they kind of get that feel of like what's it like to live at Drexel, maybe without having to stay in a dorm. A little bit of an upgrade, but Drexel's an awesome place to recruit to. We're looking to build for the future and we feel really lucky to have kids come and make an impact as soon as they get here. Done? Break, cut, sorry.
Today's world demands more from the next generation. Their education must not only be good, but good for something. As a global leader in experiential education, Drexel University is preparing a community of visionary leaders to question everything, to experience everything in the fields that matter. Because we refuse to stand still. Experience what education can be. Drexel University.
Shop every team in town, college and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
Show your Drexel pride in every season. Hats, tees, decor, and more. All waiting for you at Rally House, the home for every Dragon.
Eagles, Sixers, Villanova, Penn State, Temple, Phillies, Flyers, don't be late. Rally House, Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Level up your fandom in-store or online at rallyhouse.com.
Hey there, I'm Jordan Schwartz. I'm one of the co-creators of Retirement Planning University, a holistic retirement planning course designed to give you an in-depth approach to 6 of the most important aspects for a successful retirement plan. The goal of this course is to better inform you on how each of these topics can play a crucial role when it comes to your retirement. We can't wait for you to join us at one of our next Retirement Planning University virtual or in-person courses. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to the deck as the Dragons lead the Elon Phoenix 31-22 here at the half. And now it's time for our halftime stats presented by Drexel University Physical Therapy, the solution to your nagging aches and pains, located conveniently on Drexel's campus. Scan the QR code for more information to make an appointment. I bring in my partner, Coach Pam Durkin, and the Dragons really shooting the lights out at 67%, 4 of 5 from downtown. The difference is that bottom row, the turnover is just a little bit too much for Drexel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the shooting percentage for both teams kind of jumps off the page, especially the three-point field goal percentage, with Drexel being 4 for 5 to Elon's 1 for 8. And, not normally something that Drexel does tremendously well, shoot the three, but, at being home, nice little home comfort.
And now it's time for our halftime adjustments presented by Rothman Orthopedics, the official team physicians of your Dragons, providing the region with unmatched orthopedic care. Coach, what do you think?
For Elon, they just have to keep working on generating those extra points off turnovers, offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities, just to kind of work their way back into this game. And for Drexel, they have to figure out a way to continue to handle that Elon half-court pressure. They're doing a really good job of kind of keeping Elon off balance, but it's like feast or famine a little bit. It's either Elon's making them turn the ball over, or Drexel's getting a layup at the rim.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, third quarter action coming up live from Philadelphia. We'll be back. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus and Flow College. Welcome back to the deck. Coach Pam Durkin, I'm Ari Bluestein, Lindsey Moppert on the sideline. And, yeah, we were talking about the implications of this game, Coach, with the CAA. I mean, Charleston running away with it as of now. Stony Brook, Monmouth, they will do battle. Actually, that game probably just started. Campbell right above Drexel, Towson, and Elon. And that's why this game is so huge. You want to stay in the conversation for that top four in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the winner of this game, will hopefully Drexel moved up to, 8-4. Back stays in the top, and then Elon, if they win the game, they stay in the top half as well. I mean, but as we talk about a lot, the last three tournament champions have come from a 7th seed or lower. So, anything can happen come tournament time.
Yeah, and even you look at a team like A&T, they're 4-7, but they were picked to finish 3rd in the conference. They have some talent, and Hampton is a feisty team. Hofstra and Northeastern have shown some life as well, so you really just never know what's going to happen. But I think for Drexel, coming off that loss, got to get a win here tonight before they go on the road next weekend. to Hampton and William and Mary, and it will be Drexel ball to start the third quarter. The Dragons in the home white with the pink trim. Elon in the road black with the maroon trim. Entry pass right to Evans. And Evans, a tough take. Good defense by Corbett, who is playing with 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, really good defense by Elon to kind of keep Deja off balance. I would like to see that ball be kicked to the corner. Lane was wide open in the corner.
First miss of the night for Evans. High post to Tamia Watkins. Down low, good look for Corbett.
Both teams going right at their post players to start. Corbett able to answer. She did have a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, so back on the floor for her.
Corbett with 4. She made the first bucket of the first quarter and the first bucket of the third quarter. Evans. O'Neal hits the cutter. It's Baker. Surrounded by Elon defenders. O'Neal steps back for 3. Baker! And she draws the foul after getting the offensive rebound. 2 shots for the Drexel leading scorer.
Yeah, I love Amaris flying in there for the rebounds. And, today she's had a couple timely ones. She had an offensive rebound put back earlier in the game, and then this one able to get a couple foul shots.
Amaris Baker, 77% from the line on the year. Baker, the only player in double figures with 11. She's had 13 20-plus point games, a couple of 30-plus point games as well.
Yeah, what I like to see right now, though, too, is, the scoring load is kind of spread out right now, which is good because it keeps Elon off balance.
Watkins over Evans, falling away. Tough shot for the freshman, Tamia Watkins.
Absolutely. Deja did a great job and, was in her face and just a really nice little tough fadeaway.
Dragons do break the Elon press. One of your halftime adjustments, Coach. So far, so good. Baker down the lane, past Corbett, lays it in.
Yeah, again, I don't think Drexel realizes how much of a driving lane they have for this game. Maris does a great job of kind of always sniffing those lanes out, but I thought even Molly had a lane, to drive right to the basket.
Corbett slips through again for another easy layup.
They've run that play twice in a row now. Drexel's got to do a better job of kind of cleaning that up, and all they're doing is just kind of slipping off that top screen.
Back and forth we go. We've been on this 7-9 point seesaw here, probably over the last 10 minutes of gameplay or so.
Yeah, and outside of that first quarter where Drexel had the 15-8 lead, Elon's done a nice job.
How about Deja Evans with the drive? She's in double figures with 10. Corbett. Tough turnaround, too strong. Rebound by Walker. Watkins down low for Corbett and couldn't hit that reverse over the head.
I think Drexel got a little lucky there. That's, Elon got a couple really nice looks.
O'Neal backdoor to McGurk.
Good patient backdoor pass. Again, Elon playing that aggressive defense. These are things that Drexel's going to be able to generate on the offense.
Dragons with their largest lead now at 11. Watkins, long 2. Too strong and a good box out by Rulo and grabs the floorboard.
Good. Drexel did a better job of communicating that play and kind of just handing off and allowing Deja to slip to the basket to defend who was ever at the rim.
Rulo looking for the cutter, not there. She's going to go in outside to Evans and hits the jumper. Yep, Charlotte Smith, seen enough. Timeout. Elon Phoenix, it's a 6-0 run for Drexel. They lead by 13. A beautiful backdoor pass from Grace O'Neal to Lane McGurk. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
At Independence Blue Cross,
JWM Wealth Management, financial mastery for the modern investor. Drexel, class of 95. Back live here at Drexel University as the Elon Phoenix trail the Drexel Dragons 41-28, and we take a look at the series history between these two teams, and majority of the matchups have been over the last about 10 years since Elon joined the CAA. You see the Dragons have dominated the series 17-5. Drexel hasn't lost to Elon since 21, but Elon did beat Drexel here at the DAC in the CAA championship game, and that's one that there's Dragons, a lot of Dragons fans and Dragons players won't forget. That was a tough loss to a really good Elon team. So out of the timeout, a missed shot by Elon, and Deja Evans can't get the roll. Doty back into the game along with Willard. So wholesale changes here for Charlotte Smith to start the
Yeah,
third.
there must have been something that she didn't like with the intensity to start the game. You know, one thing I love as coaches, though, when you can force the other team to call that early timeout means that, you know what, you've come out of the locker room more prepared than the other team.
And another three for Tiana Walker, her second triple. She's been the only Elon player that has made a three here today.
Yeah, Dragons got it. They make sure they do a better job of kind of keying in on her because, like you said, the only one who's hit a three-point shot tonight.
O'Neal over to Evans. Rulo has the mismatch. Tough turn, and she draws the foul against Doty. Again, Drexel finding that mismatch down low, and Rulo will have a couple of free throws.
Yeah, one thing that, you know, it's really like tonight is, you know, Deja's getting intentional touches. Molly's getting intentional touches in there, you know, calling for the basketball and creating some offense.
Tickets for the Credit Union 1 CAA Women's Basketball Championship are on sale now at caasports.com/WBB. And be part of the excitement March 11th through 15th in Washington, D.C. Now, the Dragons only play Elon once in the regular season, but would not be surprised to see these two battle it out in the tournament down in D.C.
No, certainly not. I mean, it's not surprising that the Dragons aren't going to run into, you know, any of these top teams.
Yeah, done with Charleston, done with Campbell. So Rulo missed both free throws. Doty the drive. And McGurk is able to deflect it to Evans. Baker has it stripped by Walker. Doty had an opening but lost control. And the Dragons are fortunate to get the ball back.
Coach Mallon's going to say, "Whoa, let's get a better shot here."
Evans. Baker. Kick out. Rulo open three. Bang! Nothing but net for Molly Rulo.
Really good play design. They're just kind of a pick and roll. And as Deja rolled hard, she took two defenders with her. And then, you know, Rulo rising out of the corner. Nobody's there kind of checking her. And good patience for Maris to find Molly.
Doty trying for the answer. Can't connect. Evans is able to deflect it to O'Neal. Here come the Dragons. Amaris Baker leading the charge. And ends up taking a shot. Found herself open.
Yeah, no, she says, if no one's going to guard me, I'm going to take it. And, you know, those are those ones as coaches that drives you crazy. You do a good job of kind of recovering in defense, and somebody just forgets to pick up the ball. Or
16.
Or stay with the ball.
Right, 16 for Baker. 6 of 9 from the floor. She's been very efficient. And the Dragons overall still at 67% shooting the basketball. Fox, a good look from three, and that is good for Ashanti Fox.
Yeah, Drexel a little bit late on their defensive rotation there. You know, help side defense came over, and then just the, you know, helper rotation wasn't there.
Evans finds Baker. Tough move. Doty got a piece. Baker got it right back and put it in.
Way to stay with it there, Maris. You know, just as good job of realizing that the ball was deflected and quick little ups, and that nice little touch we always talk about for Maris.
18 now for Baker. Willard. Fox long cross-court skip pass. Khalil. And Evans, her 7th rebound of the night.
Yeah, Deja's doing a nice job on that defensive glass.
You see the 3 differential. Drexel 5 of 7, Elon 3 for 13. Drexel's been much more efficient shooting the basketball. McGurk trying to back down Khalil. Tough turnaround. And O'Neal was able to grab the floorboard. Came out of nowhere.
Always forget about the point guard.
Well, can't forget about Grace O'Neal. She's one of the top players on the team in rebounding.
I'm sure it's on the scouting report.
Baker. Fox goes down. Outside to O'Neal. Hits the 3.
Really good possession there by Drexel to kind of, get back in flow there. I like what Lane was trying to do with the back down, but after the 3rd or 4th dribble, I think it's, kick it out and maybe find a different shot. And then, Drexel able to get O'Neal will be able to get the offensive rebound. And nice to see that she was the reward there, the 3-pointer.
And another takeaway for Drexel. O'Neal leading the charge. Went to play it back to McGurk out of bounds off of Walker. And we will take a timeout as the Watkins sisters getting set to check in. But before we get to see that, we'll take a timeout. And Molly Rulo knocking it down. The Dragons up big on the Elon Phoenix. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Like these everyday heroes who trust IBX with their health coverage. Healthcare workers and hospitals have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. We're the #1 health insurer in the region and invested in what matters to our communities. When it comes to protecting your health and well-being, count on IBX to be there for you.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wild lights at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Hey there, I'm Jordan Schwartz. I'm one of the co-creators of Retirement Planning University, a holistic retirement planning course designed to give you an in-depth approach to 6 of the most important aspects for a successful retirement plan. The goal of this course is to better inform you on how each of these topics can play a crucial role when it comes to your retirement. We can't wait for you to join us at one of our next Retirement Planning University virtual or in-person courses. We'll see you then.
Make sure you don't miss the action at the men's game on February 22nd at 2 p.m. The first 500 fans through the doors score a free Mario the Magnificent bobblehead presented by IBEW 98. Make sure to grab your tickets at DrexelDragons.com. Yeah, that reminds me, I've got to get my tickets for that game. I can't miss out on the bobblehead. How about you, Coach?
I'm going to try, see what my schedule has for that evening. I don't know.
I know Lindsay Mopper down on the baseline wants one of those bobbleheads as well. We'll hear from her in just a few minutes as there's a lot of Watkins on the floor right now. Mariah Watkins back in. Bria Watkins, her younger sister, into the game for the first time. And, of course, Tamia Watkins for the Elon Phoenix.
I like this move with getting Bria in the game, here in the third quarter, give her some minutes.
So Mariah Watkins was in the post, and they're going to call a foul on Layla Anderson. And that'll be her first, team's third here in the third quarter. O'Neal will inbound. Shot clock set to 20. Here's Bria Watkins, the entry pass to Evans. Evans falling over, able to find Grace O'Neal. Can't connect on the 3. Offensive rebound by Bria Watkins. Don't count it. They're going to get another foul by Anderson, but a great job by Bria Watkins underneath.
No, really good job. Recognized she had that inside position. Good on Deja for keeping her balance for that kick out, and then Bria working hard for that inside position. Would have loved to see the official maybe hold that whistle half a second longer to see if we can get that and one, but really nice finish.
So another fresh 20 for Drexel. 4th team foul for Elon, so if they commit a foul here, Drexel will be shooting free throws in the bonus. Bria Watkins stuck in the corner, finds Baker, cross court, Mariah Watkins. Entry pass, Evans a little bit too low as Anderson was able to deflect it.
Yeah, that's one of those possessions where you see that Deja had the mismatch, and Drexel just kind of was a little bit too intentional trying to make that pass to her.
Under a minute here in the third. Oh, Bria just took it away from Layla Anderson. O'Neal to Baker, and a foul. Ashley Shaw committing the personal, and Baker will have a couple more free throws here.
Okay, you see Bria making an impact right away. Offensive rebound, also steal. So, good couple minutes already for Bria.
So Mariah Watkins will come out, and Grace O'Neal back in. And there's Kiera Morrow, the 5'10 sophomore, into the game for the first time for Elon. Hey, you look at Bria Watkins, you know she can play. I mean, she's the second leading scorer in her high school's history, behind Mariah, of course. But really just a numbers game. I mean, there's a lot of wing players there. You have fellow freshman Molly Rulo, but, she's been learning, and she's been getting a little playing time here down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the sophomore, group is pretty talented as well. And, just sometimes, the players have to just kind of bide their time. And, again, like I said, these minutes in the third quarter here will pay dividend, for her later in the conference season.
That was a good drive by Ashley Shaw off the glass. Dragons have to hurry up here. O'Neal's got to inbound it. 3 seconds. Watkins to Evans. Puts it up. Good if it goes, and a little bit too strong. But overall, an excellent third quarter from the Dragons, outscoring Elon 22-14. They lead 53-36. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on Flow College and NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
This got it.
Your dream tab, a game ticket or Drexel ID. Two Locals makes all of their beer on site, specializing in lockers, hoppy ales, and dark beers. Hey there, Dragons. When we win, you win. When the Dragons win at home, score a free small cold brew at Saxby's the next
Coming
day.
into tonight's matchup, the Dragons have won 6 of their last 7 games. I asked assistant coach Kayla Bacon what exactly has contributed to that level of focus and success. She said the Dragons' defensive intensity has really picked up since the start of conference play, getting everyone on the same page and not panicking when their shots aren't falling. That, Bacon said, has been their biggest adjustment. Understanding that if they aren't scoring on offense, they cannot let up on the defensive side of the ball. The Dragons, though, tonight finding success on both sides of the basketball. Ari, back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. And alongside Coach Pam Durkin, I'm Ari Bluestein. Start of the fourth quarter. And yeah, Coach, we saw a 6-game winning streak for the Dragons. They really picked it up defensively and offensively. And the setback against Monmouth, tough loss, but they're right back on track here tonight so far.
Yeah, certainly. And this Drexel team really does take it kind of one game at a time. I know it's coach speak when coaches say that, but the quicker that you can flush a game, whether it's a win or a loss, and just kind of move on to the next opponent, really does help out, and it, that way the players aren't carrying the whatever they did good from the last game or bad from the last game. Just every game it's own an entity.
Corbett, the kick out to Watkins. Tough shot, and that is good for Tamia Watkins, and she hasn't been much of a factor tonight, but she's got 8 points.
Quite 8 points so far, but Drexel's done a really good job of kind of keeping Elon off balance on the offensive end.
Here is Bria Watkins. Almost had the 5-second call there. Hands it off to sister Mariah. She goes in, tough shot, no good. Good move, but unable to finish.
Yeah, really good move, and that's one that she'll finish as she gets a little bit older and a little bit stronger. Just a little bit off balance on that finish, but a really good move.
Dragons up 15, but certainly not over yet. Here's Corbett, deep 2. Offensive rebound. We're going to count it, and the foul for Tamia Watkins. And I think if you're Drexel, that's what you have to not allow. Don't allow those second chance opportunities for the Phoenix.
Yeah, one thing that they talked about, the key to this game that was important was to keep Elon off the glass. And, and right here, Drexel kind of gave up that second chance opportunity, plus you're fouling and creating the M1 situation. Drexel's got to make sure that they're working hard to finish, cleaning up that defensive glass.
Free throw is good for Tamia Watkins, who's a pretty good shooter from the line at about 71%. So a quick 5-point spurt there from Tamia Watkins, and Elon Phoenix has closed the gap a little bit. McGurk. O'Neal wants to get it down low to Evans and does. Now back to O'Neal across the lane. Mariah Watkins, the drive, tough shot. Did not hit the rim. And we're going to get a jump ball call. Possession arrow in favor of Drexel, but they will only have 1 second to shoot. Now, we've seen this before. There's one more look here.
Again, another great drive by Watkins. Just, a little more balance.
Gonna have to be a quick shot for Drexel.
Gonna be a tip.
Evans. She got hit in the eye. Yeah, I think if you're Evans there, you just have to put that right up. I know you want to get closer, but didn't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah, she can certainly shoot that shot. She caught it cleanly. There was no defense on her. Just catch and shoot. Again, those are those situations that you don't practice enough sometimes. Late shot clock, but yeah, she had an opportunity.
She got smacked in the eye by Tamia Watkins there. Amy Mowen is asking the officials to look at it. Oh no, actually she hit her on the arm. But I think if there's something that the coach wants to look at, we have the technology, take a look at it. But at first look from the baseline camera, we saw the hit, but it looked like it was the face, but the other angle saw that it was on the arm. So while the officials take a look at this, we will step aside. 8:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Drexel Dragons up by 12. You're watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Like these everyday heroes who trust IBX with their health coverage. Healthcare workers and hospitals have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. We're the #1 health insurer in the region and invested in what matters to our communities. When it comes to protecting your health and well-being, count on IBX to be there for you.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wild lights at the zoo.
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Hey there, I'm Jordan Schwartz. I'm one of the co-creators of Retirement Planning University, a holistic retirement planning course designed to give you an in-depth approach to 6 of the most important aspects for a successful retirement plan. The goal of this course is to better inform you on how each of these topics can play a crucial role when it comes to your retirement. We can't wait for you to join us at one of our next Retirement Planning University virtual or in-person courses. We'll see you then.
Drexel University Physical Therapy is the solution to your nagging aches and pains and is located conveniently on Drexel's campus. Scan the QR code on screen for contact information. Back live here at Drexel University, and the officials did review it, and the officials say that nothing there, and I agree with that. I mean, at first look, actually it was the ball that hit her in the eye. At first look from the opposite camera, the one on the left side, I thought maybe she came down or hit her in the face, but from the other side baseline, we did see it just hit her in the arm. But good job by our camera crew and our officiating crew. Taking a look at that. As Ariana Gravely coming in to give Deja Evans a break, going to put some ice on that eye.
Yeah, one of those things where you have the opportunity, you have the technology, like you said, take a look at it. You know, I think not a bad opportunity to kind of calm the team down. Elon had gone on a 5-0 run, so an opportunity as well for Coach Mountain to have a timeout.
And Drexel is led by as many as 19, but this little run here for Elon has closed the gap to 12. Corner 3 for Fox, who just came back into the game, floorboard McGurk. So it's O'Neal, McGurk, Baker, and then Watkins and Gravely up front. Baker. Over to O'Neal. Baker trying to make a move inside, nothing there. McGurk. Lost it. Good defense by Elon. Now they're out in front. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Corbett collects and lays it in, and it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, again, a turnover down in the paint, and, you know, easy run out for Elon. Like I talked about earlier at halftime, you know, Elon able to find those easy baskets and, you know, generated a couple of them here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, going back from the end of the third, this is a 9-0 run for the Phoenix. Baker for 3. And it goes out of bounds, and it will be Elon basketball. And the Dragons have not scored yet here in the fourth quarter.
No, and, you know, we've seen this a little bit from time to time here from Drexel where, you know, they kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit and try to maybe play a little, you know, take some time off the clock from an offensive standpoint instead of staying aggressive. And, you know, they just need to kind of get back to aggressive offense and defense.
Big possession here for the Phoenix, trying to make it an 8 or even a 7-point game here. And that 3 is good for Tiana Walker, who has all of a sudden caught fire from deep, and it is a 7-point game.
Yeah, you've given Elon a little bit of confidence by, you know, by allowing them to creep back into this game. And so, you know, now for the rest of the game, you're finding yourself in a battle. What you thought would be maybe an easy win now is tightening up.
Dragons could use a bucket right here. McGurk, high arcing 3 off the glass.
She knows that angle.
Almost the same spot she hit the game-tying shot at the buzzer against Monmouth on Sunday.
Yeah, this left wing angle she kind of has down pat.
9 points for McGurk. Tamia Watkins. Fox lobbing it for Corbett, intercepted by Mariah Watkins, but as she was falling down, tried to save it. Fox gets another crack at it, and another offensive rebound for Elon.
Again, these extra opportunities for Elon.
And now we're going to have a whistle, I think, against Elon. It's going to be an offensive foul on Lene Corbett. That's her third personal. So she'll come out.
I think she wanted the ball. I think she had a mismatch and wanted the ball. And just Drexel did a good job of kind of getting in position.
Let's see if we can find something underneath. This is the rebound. And then the foul occurred after that. And wow, Watkins just takes it right away from Mariah Watkins. Pass. Now Rulo has it. And I believe they're going to have a jump ball call. Possession arrow in favor of Elon. We had about 3 of those, like back to back to back in the first half. So let's take a look at this again. And not a great pass there from Mariah Pass. Rulo fighting for it, but a lot of players on the ground in this game. This has been a very physical game, especially when it's been close.
Yeah, this is almost how the game started. The first 5 minutes of the game were kind of like this back and forth, little sloppy passes. Neither team could kind of gain control of the pass.
Deja Evans back in the game. There's that fadeaway from Tamia Watkins, no good. McGurk went to pass it to O'Neal, but it was knocked out of bounds by Ruby Willard, so it will be Drexel basketball.
Yeah, and Drexel has to continue to work hard to clean up that defensive glass. They did a decent job through the second and third quarters, but early on, not so good.
Baker got her own miss, but it was blocked by Tamia Watkins. It was a good fast break by Baker, but couldn't connect. Deep three for Fox. Oh, and McGurk deflected the rebound, but it went right to Marasia Pass. And for Pass, that is her first bucket of the game.
Yeah, Pass usually doesn't score the ball that much.
Grace O'Neal in trouble on the floor there, and Amy Mallon had to use a timeout because it would have either been a jump ball or a turnover. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here with 4:49 to play in the fourth quarter. And, this is a tight game now, and there's a lot of big games going on around the CAA. And we were the only 6 o'clock start, Coach, but all the 7 o'clock games have gotten started. North Carolina A&T leading UNCW 36-28. Hofstra leading Campbell on the road 22-18. That's the top middle of your screen. That's an interesting one. Charleston leads Northeastern 23-17. Towson all over Hampton, bottom middle of your screen. At bottom right, that's the game to watch. Stony Brook at Monmouth. Stony Brook has the early lead, but we know how good Monmouth is at home. They are excellent up in West Long Branch, New Jersey. Drexel gave them only their second loss of the year. And, of course, top left corner, that's the game we are watching right now, but a lot of good games going on around the CAA. So out of the timeout, Drexel now with 2 remaining. O'Neal over to McGurk. Finds Evans slipping through, and it's going to be an offensive foul. As, again, Fox coming in and taking the charge, similar to what we saw in the first half here, Coach. And for Evans, that is going to be her second personal. One more look here. Yeah, she got over. Set.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have to allow the offensive player to kind of establish her space as well, and I don't think Deja was allowed to do that there.
And Evans goes flying by as Tamia Watkins puts up the shot fake and then put it in. It's a 6-point game, the closest Elon has been since the first half.
Yeah, Drexel's a little out of sorts here on offense.
Evans has it deflected, goes right at Watkins. Oh, that would have been a big and one. But Evans will go to the line for 2. Second personal foul on Tamia Watkins, second team foul. And a couple of big free throws upcoming for Deja Evans.
Yeah, it just kind of came across her arm there. Watkins is, she looks tall on the floor, but she's deceivingly long as well. Has really caused a lot of issues tonight for Drexel on the defensive end with just her pressure. Her ball pressure has really kind of disrupted Drexel's defense, or Drexel's offense.
Tiana Walker back in for Elon. 3 threes for 9 points for her. Mariah Watkins getting set to check in. She will come in for Evans. As Evans makes the first free throw. She's now 3 for 3 from the line today. 12 points, 7 rebounds, and a block for Evans. And make it now 14 points with those couple of free throws. Free throw shooting has been better for Drexel. 9 of 12 today against Monmouth. They missed some big free throws down the stretch that really allowed the game to go to overtime.
Yeah.
And to double overtime for that matter. Dragons back up by 8. Elon certainly not going to go quietly. Tamia Watkins outside to Marasia pass. Pass, keeping that pivot foot, throws it up, did not hit the rim. That should be a shot clock violation. Indeed it is. And Drexel will get the ball back off the Phoenix turnover.
Yeah, that's pretty athletic play there by pass. You know, Watkins did a great job of disrupting her, but she kept that pivot foot and was able to get that shot up at the basket.
Dragons will look to break the press. Really now Elon just in a full court man here. Drexel in a bit of a field goal drought here over 3 minutes. Did get those free throws from Evans, but could use a couple of shots here as Rulo back into the game. Mariah Watkins. O'Neal. She touched the ball while it was out of bounds. Turnover Drexel. 18th turnover for the Dragons. That's certainly been one of their biggest problems here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Way more, way over their average. I think they average about 12, so you're already above your average with still 3 minutes left. And, I feel like the turnovers come in streaks as well.
Now we're going to have a whistle against Drexel. It's going to be on Mariah Watkins battling down low with Tamia Watkins. That will be her second personal, team's third here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Walker to inbound for Elon. Walker, quick three from the corner. There was a Dragon that might have gotten a piece of that. As it was an air ball, Drexel might have deflected it.
Yeah, good hustle by Maris to get that floorboard.
A little bit of a reach there by Tamia Watkins. That'll be her third, team's third.
Some teams, watching the games this year, some teams have been really good at adapting to that new rule where you're allowed to be a lot more physical with the ball handler. And, right there, Tamia Watkins with a little bit extra. But, that's certainly something that teams have to adjust to this year. Last year, it was like you touch them twice when they're dribbling the basketball. That was an automatic foul, one that coaches didn't necessarily like. But certainly the physicality has been, amped up a little bit this year.
The inbound after the foul. Molly Rulo. Wanted to get it down to Evans. Now in no man's land, and it's going to be a turnover. Ashanti Fox the other way. Now Marasia pass. Watkins. Evans fell down. Corbett wanted it, but couldn't get the basketball. Anderson for three, and that's going to go out of bounds. And it's been a tough night for Layla Anderson. 1 for 6 and 0 for 4 from three, and also 2 for 2 from the line. But you can see the three-pointers. They've been falling for Drexel, and that's really made up for the turnovers for the Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Elon's kind of gone away from – what do we got here?
It's going to be a hold on Tamia Watkins. McGurk was about to throw the touchdown pass. That's that defensive holding football call right there as Rulo was running down and she was being held. That's the fourth foul, by the way, on Tamia Watkins and the fourth team foul on Elon. So that's something to watch really on both sides. Tamia Watkins staying in the game right now. McGurk. Pass deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Drexel. And the Dragons really just working the shot clock now. Up 8, but they are perfectly comfortable working the shot clock all the way down.
Yeah, definitely. Less than 2 minutes left. You only have so many possessions left. But, that type of offense right there. I'd like to see kind of the players on the backside moving a little bit, keeping the defense honest. Maybe Lane will be able to find a pass.
O'Neal, great entry pass to Amaris Baker, who has 22.
Great entry pass and great cut by Amaris to kind of keep that defense on her back. And again, Grace with, just a quiet game, another 3 or 4 assists.
And that's the 14th 20-plus point game for Amaris Baker on the season. Fox fires and hits. Ashanti Fox, second 3. That's a big one.
Yeah, and right now I feel like Elon's kind of living and dying by the 3. The 3 possessions prior to that were air balls.
Now we're going to get a reach-in foul on Ashanti Fox. She thought she had a steal, but got a little bit of the arm as well. And that will put the Dragons in the bonus and Amaris Baker to the free throw line.
The offense to kind of get Elon back in the game with the attacking the basket, but here hand down, man down, stuck it right in Amaris's face. But Drexel's got to make sure that they're not allowing those 3-pointers. Those quick 3-point shots allows Elon to kind of sneak back into the game a little bit quicker than necessary.
By the way, we mentioned Tamia Watkins won back-to-back CAA Player of the Weeks. Right before that, Ashanti Fox won back-to-back Rookies of the Week. So 4 weeks in a row for Elon to win Rookie of the Week honors in the CAA. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they have a few talented freshmen, and, Coach Smith allows them to kind of play through the mistakes. And sometimes when you do that, the freshmen gain confidence, gain momentum, and, I'm sure, they're thrilled to have those 2.
Well, you need them to step up. You lost Jada Angel for the year. You lost Raven Preston and Ava LaRue in the transfer portal. So you need the freshmen to step up in a situation like that. Corbett goes in. Foul called on Mariah Watkins. And that'll be her 3rd personal. And Lene Corbett will go to the line for the first time tonight.
That's a tough one. Tough one on Watkins. Try to stay in front of the basketball. And Corbett just did a really good job of kind of, drawing the contact and creating this opportunity for herself.
First free throw is good for Corbett. 60% from the line on the year. Sophomore who transferred in from Hofstra. Inter-CAA transfer. She missed the second.
Which is always so weird to see teams transfer within conference.
It is. It's more commonplace now. But she was on the CAA all-rookie team last year for the Pride. Really solid freshman season. And then moves a little down south to Elon. Dragons playing keep away. And finally, Layla Anderson with the foul to stop the clock and send Grace O'Neal to the line. And now if you're Drexel, just got to make your free throws and play straight-up defense and should be a win. But got to make the free throws. Grace O'Neal, pretty good candidate at the line, 90% from the line on the season.
Announcer's jinx.
I should have waited till after the first free throw, right, Coach?
Yep. Never fails. She'll make this one.
Grace O'Neal, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists tonight. She's got the second. And we're going to have a timeout called by Charlotte Smith and the Elon Phoenix. They have a few remaining, but that will allow them to advance the basketball. So Drexel up 9. And there's Mario. We talked about his bobblehead coming up February 22nd. But for the Drexel Dragons women's team, they're going to be off on Sunday. Obviously, with an odd number of teams, someone has to be off. But tough road trip down to Virginia, Hampton, and William and Mary. Then back home for the final 2 home games of the year, Northeastern and Senior Day for North Carolina A&T. Then finish it at Hofstra and at Towson, and that's it. And it's tournament time. So you've got 4 tough road games in there. That's why tonight was really huge for the Dragons to get a win before they play 4 road games out of their final 6.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's sometimes the schedule, favors you with having that nice stretch of home games, which it has allowed Drexel to have that, but then it puts you on the road. And, certainly some winnable games on the road, but, I can't believe there's only 6 games left.
I know, it's crazy. Wow, what a play out of the timeout. Layla Anderson with the layup. And Amy Mallon will now use a timeout. She'll have 1 remaining, so Drexel will advance the basketball. 38.2 to go. Let's take a look what's going on around the conference. Oh, what's going on up there at UNCW? That looks fun. So taking a look at the scores, how about Charleston only up by 3 on the Northeastern Huskies at the half, 26-23. Towson all over Hampton, 33-16. Stony Brook and Monmouth, 32-30 at the half. That game is pretty much what we thought it would be. A&T leads UNCW 38-30. That is also at the half. And those are a lot of close matchups. Some we didn't really expect, some we did expect. But Charleston, they're undefeated at 11-0. Somebody trying to knock them off.
Yeah, that's a long road trip for them. Up at Northeastern, probably the longest
that
game
is the
to go
longest.
to, and
yep.
Always tough to play road games.
Yeah, that's the longest road trip in the conference, South Carolina to Massachusetts. Amaris Baker, the reverse layup, and that may put the dagger in the Elon Phoenix.
Both coaches with good sideline out-of-bounds plays out of timeouts.
Shaw back into the game. Tough runner, no good. Rebound. It's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow in favor of Drexel, I believe. Unless there was a foul call beforehand. Yeah, it is a jump ball, and it will be Drexel possession. So Amy Mountain does have one timeout remaining. She is going to use it. I think that's a good move with the shot clock off. Allow Drexel to advance the basketball. 9-point lead. And, Elon has really fought back, but other than an early lead in the first quarter for Elon, it's really been all Drexel here tonight.
Yeah, Drexel kind of just, did a good job of sticking to the game plan. I know Elon had a little bit of runs, but, it's always tough to slow down someone like Amaris Baker. And, and for Drexel, when she starts out hot, it just kind of opens up the floor for everyone else. And Drexel's done a nice job tonight of having kind of just multiple players score the basketball. It just wasn't a two-man show tonight, a couple 6-point efforts. But, I think Drexel did a good job of, cleaning up the defensive glass. The turnovers, the turnover number is going to look high on paper, but they came in spurts. I think Drexel did a good job of taking care of the basketball when it mattered.
Yeah, Baker, what a game. She scored inside, outside, been able to get to the free throw line. 26 points, a game high. 14 for Deja Evans, who also played a really solid game inside. 9 for McGurk, 7 for O'Neal. Raj is fouled. You've had some bench points, too. You had that big 3 from Molly Rulo. I know she's a starter, but a big 3 from her. Mariah Watkins with 4. Raj had that big layup early in the game. So, yeah, even if you don't have 3 players in double figures, you have contributions from 5, 6 players. That's huge for the Dragons.
No, absolutely. And I think that's where Drexel's at their best, when they have multiple players looking to score, multiple players involved in the offense. Against Monmouth last week, it was pretty much just Lane and Amaris scoring the buckets. And you look at the stat sheet, no one else really contributed much. And when you have everybody involved, it makes it so much harder on the defense, because they can't just key in on 2 players. And, give Drexel credit, they kept their other players involved as well.
And Elon will use a timeout after Raj makes both.
You get the timeouts, you might as well use them. Keep trying, to see what's going to work. And you never know what play is going to, what opportunity is going to come back up.
Oh, we're at the magic number here. 6-7. Yep. Oh, my goodness.
It's not even that popular anymore.
Well,
there we go.
It's popular here tonight. That's for sure. By the way, those were our free throw shooters for the contest. They shot the basketball really well. They're showing everybody on the video board. No, she doesn't want to do the 6-7. Nope. See who else wants to do it. So 22 seconds to go here in this one. There we go. Fun night here of Drexel Hoops. And, of course, it's the last time the Dragons will be home until February 27th. That'll be here at the DAC, and then Senior Day, March 1st. But, again, a solid overall game from the Dragons. The turnovers, certainly going to be an issue, but I think what you wanted to see from Drexel is a bounce-back game, respond after a tough double overtime loss against the Monmouth Hawks.
Yeah, and I think that's one that you saw. I mean, for the most part, defensively, they were locked into the game plan. Again, outside that little run that that 9-0 run that Elon had, I think Drexel, their game plan the entire game was pretty solid and pretty spot on.
Shaw for 3. No good. Rebound by Tamia Watkins. She'll just go in and make the layup. Drexel out of timeouts. So they have to go the length of the floor. And a quick foul there by Layla Anderson, and will take the walk. And Amaris Baker can add to her total. Now, there's a point where Amaris Baker was in a little bit of a lull at the beginning of conference play. It was a tough 1-3 start for the Dragons, but what a response. You know, Lindsey Moppert said earlier, winners of 6 of 7. Now it's going to be winners of 7 of 8 into a big road trip, and I think the Dragons have really responded well after that tough start in CAA play.
Yeah, and everyone that knows Coach Mallon and her coaching staff knows that you know, they're very well coached and will get the team, you know, kind of pointed in the right direction. And you have such talented players in this team that you know, kind of knew that they weren't going to stay down very long. And, you know, nice to see Amaris and you know, Grace kind of be those senior leaders to pick up the team and just let them know, hey, guys, we are heading in the right direction. We just got to keep working on the little things, and glad to see that that's paying off.
Elon will use their final timeout. Dragons up by 10 after Baker goes 1 of 2. There's Amy Mallon. What a job by her, taking over the program for Denise Dillon. Of course, Amy Mallon has been here now for 22 seasons. This is her 6th as the head coach, with a record pending today's game of 113-61 and an NCAA appearance, NIT appearance. Actually, 2 NCAA appearances. Sorry.
Yeah.
Short of her one.
You know, you blink your eyes and 22 years goes like that. I mean, I'm sure you talk to Amy. She doesn't think she's been here that long.
Inbound for pass. And Rulo called for the foul, and that does put Drexel over the limit. So it will be a couple of free throws here for Tamia Watkins. And, you know, Watkins has actually, you know, she had a quiet 8 points early, we said it, but she's now at 15 points, and she's had a nice game. And this is going to be a solid player for Elon if she stays with the program.
If she stays with the program.
You
know, it is kind of interesting that you have to now add that as a little caveat.
I know. Both teams out of timeouts. McGurk is going to come in for Rulo. We'll see if Elon decides to foul here. Raj all the way up to Mariah Watkins. She'll smartly dribble it out. And Drexel and Lane McGurk to Baker, and that'll do it. So the Dragons victorious 68-59. Bouncing back from that loss to Monmouth, they improved to 15-8 overall, and a big 8-4 in conference play. Elon falls to 11-13 overall and 6-6 in conference play. And like we talked about, Coach, that puts the Dragons, it keeps them up in that top 5 of the CAA.
Yeah, it puts them, gets them those 2 a road trip. Both teams that they have a good opportunity to beat, but going on the road and playing on the road is tough. You know, really solid home win tonight for Drexel. I'm sure they're going to find things that they weren't happy about, but coming out victorious, Dragons have to be happy.
Mario is pretty happy about it as well. Amaris Baker finishes with 27 points. Deja Evans with 14 and 7. And we're going to hear from Deja. Strong game for her.
You guys, huh?
As they are walking their way down to Lindsey Moppert, and Lindsey has Coach Amy Mallon and our player of the game, Deja Evans.
Guys, how lucky am I? I've got Coach and I've got Deja here with me. Deja, 14 points, 7 rebounds, and a block. Elon really keeping it a game there late. What did you like about your team's fight towards the end just to put it away?
Honestly, we just had to, you know, have a big fight against this team. This team is really aggressive, and, you know, they were going to put the pressure on us, and we just had to maintain our calmness and stay focused and do everything we're supposed to do.
And, Coach, you know, you always want to get a win, right? But how important was this one down the stretch? You're about to hit the road. It had to be a big one for you guys.
You just said it. Hitting the road next week, this was really big. To be at home, to get this team, and we only played them once, so we really had to come up, show up. And, you know, you knew they weren't going away, but I like the way we battled, both teams battled, and to come out with a win at home was really important today. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, Ari, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. So for my partner, Coach Pam Derrick, and Amari Bluestein saying so long from the Daskalakis Athletic Center here in Philadelphia. Again, your final score, Drexel 68, Elon 59. You've been watching Drexel basketball from Learfield here on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus. Happy birthday, Josh.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.